Postseason golf is here, and for the other spring sports, it is near. WT softball remains number one, and we have Diana Murtha in the house to tell us how it's been done. Welcome back to another episode of The Rundown. I'm your host, Corin Davis. As always, we appreciate you tuning in. Man, Lady Buff softball has put on quite the show this season. They're 41-4 overall, 33-3 in conference, and looking to compete in the Lone Star Conference tournament here in a few weeks. We, like I said, had Diana Murtha in to talk about the team's successes this season, preparation for postseason, and her life after softball. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look. Yeah, Diana, or Dee.
Yes.
You're in the house today. We appreciate you chatting and hanging out with us.
Of course.
You're coming off of a series sweep against International. That has to feel good.
Oh, I mean, there's no better feeling just getting a sweep and doing what we need to do and getting the job done.
Well, that seems to be a recurring theme this season. I mean, dating back to the beginning of conference, I don't know if you know this or not, but 9 out of the 12 conference series that you guys have played in have been sweeps. I guess that's just what the number one team in the nation does.
Yeah.
But you see the day-to-day and the hard work that you and your teammates put into this. Why do you think you guys have been able to maintain that consistency? What's been feeding the success?
I think you said it. It's all about hard work. I mean, we just come into practice every day trying to get 1% better, and there's always room to grow, whether we win a game or lose a game. Like, you can learn lessons from all those games. And I think all of our 45 games this year, like, we take something from each game and we work hard and we have a goal. And I mean, obviously that goal is to win a national championship, and we got to win games to do that. So I think just keeping that goal in the back of our heads and just working hard every day, because the hard work's going to pay off, and it's paying off for us right now, but we got to finish, and I think everybody wants to finish. We're hungry for sure.
Yeah. It certainly is. I mean, you guys are number one in the nation and have been climbing up the rankings for the past few months. And the pressure changes a little bit, but does it change for you and your approach in your day-to-day and training and watching film or your inner talk? I mean, what does it look like for you there?
I mean, I don't think it's really changed our mentality much. I mean, I think we've always known that we're one of the best teams in the country, if not the best team in the country. We try not to think about it too much because we already have a target on our back. I feel like nobody likes WT in general. So we've always had that target on our back. So it always feels like we're like the number one team in the nation because people just want to beat us so bad. But I mean, the mentality stays the same. Like, we earned that number one ranking for a reason, and just keep doing the same thing and keep playing WT softball.
You're a veteran on this team, well-equipped and versed in the college athletics realm, especially with these younger girls. What's the dynamic and sort of rallying everybody together and making sure, I know this sounds cliche, but not riding the highs or the lows, but maintaining a solid middle ground and not feeding into the roller coaster that could potentially sway you in a game?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is just like staying consistent and like staying like who we are and what we play. I mean, we try to ride the highs because the highs are great. I mean, this sport is a very cool sport. Like, some of the highs are really high, and we've had a lot of highs this year, and we try not to ride the lows as much because that can just get you in a funk. But, you know, riding the highs and remembering how good we are, and just teaching these younger kids that, like, the hard work's going to pay off. Just like trust the process, and like trust Coach Mook and Coach Jay and Emily Wilson, our GA, and just trust that he has his plan and it's going to work out, and just staying consistent and riding the highs that we do have, because that's all you got in this game. It's a game of failure. So when the highs happen, let's ride it, because it's such a game of momentum. So
talk a little bit about Coach Mook, because he's been pivotal. He's like one of those coaches that's one in a million you don't see very often. So how has he impacted you as a player?
Oh gosh, I could go on forever about Coach Mook. I'm a transfer here. I transferred my junior year of the section, my 5th year, and before I came here, I was about to quit softball, actually. And Coach Mook said, just give me a year and see what happens. And I mean, he's one of the best coaches, if not the best coach I've ever played for. I tell him all the time I wouldn't want to play for any other coach. I mean, he's just so caring. He knows the game so well. I mean, the way he breaks it down, it kind of seems like a lot, but then when you do it, you're like, whoa, this makes a lot of sense. And, you know, it shows. Like, everybody that comes here, like, it's a lot at first, but then when you get it, it clicks. And that's the reason that we are doing as well as we are, because of him. Like, he studies the game and he understands the game, and he wants us to be the best players we can be. And if you commit to him, he's going to commit to you. And he changed my life. He's the best coach I've ever played for.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are approaching your final 2 regular season series. You have Cameron this weekend. Angelo State next weekend at home. They're number 3 in the conference, so should be some good ball games.
Sure.
But then you're approaching the Lone Star Conference tournament and postseason, which I like to call the do or die season, because essentially it's you're playing one game to, you know, fight for the next one. Is there a particular message that pertains to postseason that you've been trying to reiterate in the locker room?
Yeah, I mean, I think right now our big mindset is just finish these 6 games before we get to postseason, because, you know, we have a lot riding on these next 6 games. I mean, we have a chance to host conference and regionals and everything up till the national championship tournament. So I think right now it's just focusing on one game at a time and winning these next 6 to set ourselves up for conference tournament, because we play well at home and we love playing at home, and we want everyone to come here because our field plays well for us. So I think right now it's just get these 6, and then in postseason, I think the mindset it just stays the same. Play our game, play WT softball. We've done as well as we have all year for a reason. So not really change much. I mean, sure, the pressure could be there, but if we play our game, nobody can beat us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you graduate, what's the plan for you? I read that you're an SES major. Is that still the thing? Is that what you're?
Yes, I finished my SES last year, but I'm taking a minor for my 5th year because I actually got into doctorate school.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm going to get my doctorate in OT next year at Creighton University in Phoenix. So that's the plan. So I'm just taking my minor now, just honestly to play softball.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the plan.
You have about a little over a month and a half left of collegiate softball. What's the initial emotion when you hear that timeline?
I mean, it's definitely a lot. I mean, it's heavy on the heart. It's kind of bittersweet because this is like the best time of the year to play softball. But then at the end of the day, it's like, oh my gosh, we don't even have that many more games left. Like 6 games till postseason. And then obviously who knows from then. But I think the biggest thing for me and all the seniors, because there's 8 of us this year, is quite a bit. I think it's just staying in the moment and enjoying every little bit that we have left. And I think we are, but I think the time is ticking down a lot faster than we thought. I mean, I feel like we just played Tyler like 2 weeks ago, and that was like 10 weeks ago or something. Yes. So I think just staying in the moment and understanding that like this is our time. Let's finish this.
If you could talk to your freshman self before she stepped foot on the softball field for the first time as a college athlete, looking back at all the lessons, the failures, the successes, what would you tell her now?
I think the biggest thing I would tell myself is just trust the process, trust in the Lord's plan, because I've had a very up and down path for collegiate softball. Like I said, my first school wasn't the best fit for me mentally, and I was about to quit in my sophomore year, and then Coach Mook said, hey, like, let's do this, and this has been the best 3 years of my life, and this year has just been crazy. I mean, I think everybody on our team could say it, but I think just trusting the process and trusting in his plan, whether it's up or down, like it's going to work out for the best. And I think that's showing for most of us seniors this year.
Yeah, that's a good one. Trust in the process is good. And last question before we wrap this up, but what do you think it will take for this team to bring home a national title this year?
Oh, I mean, I think we already have what it takes, honestly. I mean, we're playing such good softball. It's so fun. We all love each other, and everybody wants each other to succeed. And the dangerous thing about us is it doesn't matter who's hot that day. Like, our lineup is dangerous. We have one of the best lineups in the conference, in the country, actually, and one of the best defenses and pitching staffs in the country. So I think that's just the most dangerous thing about us. And I think people just don't really know how to come at us. I mean, I think up and down, we have what it takes. And I think if we play WT softball and just stay within ourselves, I mean, nobody can beat us.
I agree. I love it. I love that mentality. It's a fighter mentality.
Oh, always.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We're excited to see where the rest of the season takes you, and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
In school after the fact. You're going to do great things.
Thank you. Thank you.
Our number 6 ranked Lady Buff golf team will be in Stockton, California here in a few weeks for the NCAA West Regional Tournament starting Monday, May 6th through Wednesday, May 8th. It'll be a big week for them, seeing that they are going to be competing for a spot at the national tournament. Diana Murtha and the Lady Buff softball team will enter one of their final regular season series against Cameron on the road beginning tomorrow at 6 p.m., followed by a doubleheader on Saturday at 1 p.m. The ranked Buff baseball team will hold down the fort here in Canyon, hosting Lubbock Christian. It's number 1 versus number 2. So it's going to be some really, really good baseball this weekend. It all starts tomorrow at 2 p.m. with a doubleheader, a single game on Saturday at 1 p.m. But there might be rain, so please be on the lookout for that. And wrap up this series on Sunday at 1 p.m., which will also be senior day. So we would love for you guys to come out and support our seniors. Next, our number 4 men's and number 3 women's track and field team will be here this weekend hosting the WT Invitational. It's a one-day event, all day Sunday. So head out there to watch our athletes run fast, jump high, and throw long. And then lastly, our men's golf team is set to compete in the Lone Star Conference tournament next week, starting Monday, April 22nd through Wednesday, April 24th in Thackerville, Oklahoma. Lady Buff basketball will be holding a pickleball tournament at the Amarillo Tennis Center on April 27th from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's a $30 entry fee, and winners get free season tickets for the 2024-2025 season. For more information on that event, score updates, rain delays, we have you covered on our Go Buffs Go mobile app or gobuffsgo.com. We also have you covered here at WT The Rundown. You can follow us on our social media pages, WT The Rundown, Instagram, X, and Facebook. And also, you should like, subscribe, and hit the bell on this video if you're watching via YouTube. Again, we appreciate you guys so much. We won't see you next week because we will have a week off, but we will see you the following week. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I'm Corin Davis, and you're watching The Rundown.